Kim GARAM,
네, 안녕하세요. 르세라핌 김가람입니다.
a member of the group LE SSERAFIM who is currently on hiatus due to the recent allegations of her being a bully. And no, this is not the first time a K-pop idol is accused of being a bully. In fact, just last year in 2021, there was a total of 11 K-pop idols who were accused of being a bully. So yeah, bullying scandals are nothing new in K-pop. It's almost like a routine. It's a common thing that happens in the K-pop industry. In fact, it most likely will happen every single year, and the conclusion is almost the same every single time. ... turned out to be innocent. But what about GARAM? Is she innocent or is she guilty? Well, if you really want to know the answer to that question, then let's not waste any more time, because this is the truth about Kim GARAM. It all started on April 5th, 2022, when Kim GARAM was revealed to the world as a member of LE SSERAFIM. On the same day, claims that she was involved in school violence started to surface on different online communities. One of the OP, claiming to be Kim GARAM's fellow middle school alumnus, stated, "I went to the same middle school with Kim GARAM for 3 years. She was famous for having bad attitude to the point of everyone from other school know it. For 1 whole year, I really didn't want to go to school because Kim GARAM and the bully group's kids picked on and stressed me out." Another person, claiming to have graduated the same middle school as GARAM, said that GARAM would message her juniors on Facebook if they didn't greet her properly. OP also added that GARAM would also drink and smoke. And these accusations were also backed with photos and screenshots of messages that don't really make her look great. Other rumors, such as GARAM actually almost debuted in aIMYZ but did not due to her bad attitude, GARAM badmouthed other K-pop idols in the past, were also being spread. April 6th. Hybe and Source Music, Kim GARAM's agency, released a statement. It stated that 1. The recent allegations were cunningly edited to maliciously slander Kim GARAM. 2. It was confirmed through a third-party statement that Kim GARAM was actually a victim of school bullying, including malicious rumors and cyberbullying when she was in middle school. 3. Kim GARAM was never a trainee at another agency. And finally, Source Music and Hybe has taken legal actions against the spread of unilateral and distorted allegations and false information related to this case. On top of that, there were also several people claiming to be Kim GARAM's schoolmate that came out and defended her. One of the OP on Pan claimed that 1. GARAM was not involved in drawing or writing the sexual traits. 2. GARAM was a victim. 3. GARAM actually helped OP to get along with other kids. The OP would also later on explain that currently the people who are spreading false information about GARAM are slowly being silenced. Shortly after Hybe released their statement, a lot of the original posts claiming that GARAM was involved in school violence were slowly being deleted. But unfortunately for Hybe and GARAM, The damage has already been done. People have seen all the posts, people have seen all the pictures. In fact, a lot of it has been re-uploaded many times by many accounts. On top of that, a lot of new claims and allegations about GARAM being a bully were still being published. This time, a lot of it was delivered to the public by informants who received information from people claiming to be GARAM's alumnus or acquaintance. But despite all of that, hybe chose to stand by their statement, and they still decided to debut GARAM in LE. May 2nd, LE debut. The response for their debut was surprisingly good. The song was well received, they gained a lot of new fans, and they even got their first win with Fearless on SBS The Show just 8 days after the song was released. But unfortunately for GARAM, things are only going to get worse.
오인조도 예쁘더라고요. 조금이라도 빨리 하는 게 낫지 않을까. 또 학교 가에다가 여러 개 있으면 안 되죠. 범죄자가 데뷔를 해서 돈을 벌고 행복하게 사는 거는 아니고 해야 된다고.
그렇게 생각하시나요?
팀한테 피해를 줬으니까.
May 15th. A photo of a document surfaced on various online communities. Notice of the School Violence Committee results. We are informing you of the action that will be taken in accordance with Articles 16 and 17 of the Act on the Prevention of and Countermeasures Against Violence in Schools. And shockingly, the name of the perpetrator written in the notice was indeed 1st grade, class 3, Kim GARAM. On the same day that the document began spreading online, someone posted a photo allegedly of GARAM and her classmates from middle school and wrote, "It's true that Kim GARAM was in year 1, class 3 at Kyungin Middle School. This is a photo from a Kyungin Middle School retreat." Later that day, a spokesperson for hybe officially responded to the alleged evidence by telling News One, "Nothing has changed from our agency's previous statement." They added, "We have begun to take legal action and the details will be sorted out during the legal process." Meanwhile, when Korean newspaper Money Today contacted Kyungin Middle School, which is Kim GARAM's former middle school, to ask about the alleged evidence, the school simply replied, "We cannot give a response." Remember when I said things are only going to get worse? Well, May 19th. daeryun law firm released a statement on behalf of Kim GARAM's ex-friend, the alleged victim, going by the name Yo. And so, it stated that 1. The notice of the results of the School Violence Countermeasures Committee is consistent with the results submitted by our client, confirming that the document is indeed real. 2. Yeonso was a victim of school violence from Kim GARAM and her friends from late April to early May 2018. Yeonso voluntarily transferred to a new school 1 to 2 weeks after the incident because she was unable to withstand the continuous group violence. After the School Violence Countermeasures Committee was held, GARAM and her parents received 6 and 5 hours of special education, respectively, as punishment under Article 17(1)(5), while Yeonso received protection under Article 16(1)(1). 3. There was a comment made that was Yeonso who made the post exposing Kim GARAM as the perpetrator. As a result, Yeonso was receiving messages through her social media accounts saying that she is maliciously slandering Kim GARAM or that she is an orc who was just jealous of pretty girls. 4. Yeonso suffered extreme anxiety and fear as a result of online harassment from netizens threatening to dox and blackmail her. She was attacked for the second time and it intensified due to hybe's statement. Yeonso, who could not endure the extreme anxiety caused by the second round of attacks made on her, eventually attempted. 5. If hybe continues to maintain this position, we are considering releasing the full report from the School Violence Countermeasures Committee, including the summary of the case. Furthermore, we'll release the curse-filled threatening text messages that the abuser had sent to the victim. After the alleged victim and daeryun law released their statement, hybe quickly responded with a mini statement saying, "The truth of this situation from 2018 is currently only being conveyed by one side and one side only. So, as soon as we finish examining daeryun's claims, we will announce our clearly organized position." The next day, on May 20th, hybe released a fully detailed statement explaining the events leading up to the incident. GARAM was friends with Unso for about 2 months from March to April 2018, which was the beginning of the first year of middle school. However, there was an argument between them for about 3 hours when it was revealed that Unso was talking shit on GARAM and her other friends, but it came to a close after they apologized to each other. However, Unso told some of her male friends about their fight, and the male friends threatened GARAM with physical assault. Due to this incident, GARAM cut off ties with Unso. Later on, Unso took a picture of D, a close friend of GARAM who was only wearing underwear while she was changing at school, and Unso uploaded the picture publicly on social media under another friend's account. GARAM and her friends who were angry about the spread of illegal photography of their friend D met Unso separately to complain, and in the process, they cursed at her. Because of that, Unso called for a school violence committee claiming that GARAM and many of her friends bullied her. So, a meeting was held with GARAM and her friends as perpetrators and Unso as a victim. However, before the school violence committee meeting that Unso herself had summoned could be wrapped up, she voluntarily transferred herself when there was a discussion of a forced transfer at the request of D, the victim of the photo incident. In the end, the school violence committee's measures were given to 2 students, Kim GARAM and one of her friends who had been pointed out as perpetrators by Unso, who left the school. And if you're wondering where Unso went, well, Unso transferred to the provinces but would move back to the school next to GARAM's a month or 2 later. hybe also added that besides the distinction of the student perpetrator and student victim as indicated on the surface by the school violence committee, there are several students who recognize Yeonso's actions of requesting a school violence committee and claiming herself as a victim despite her great wrongdoing as being problematic. They added that there are many third parties who can testify about this. To end the statement, hybe did apologize for GARAM's wrongful speech and behavior in the past, but they still stand by the fact that 1. GARAM was a victim of school bullying. 2. There was no physical violence involved in this case. 3. hybe have already started to take legal actions. However, a lot of people were questioning hybe's statement because, according to daeryun, Kim GARAM received the level 5 disciplinary action from the school violence committee. And if you don't know what that means, basically in South Korea, when disciplinary action is taken, there are 9 levels of punishment with varying levels of severity. Level 1, the lightest, is ordering the perpetrator to make an apology, while level 9, the harshest, is expulsion. Now in this case, a lot of people are confused because Kim GARAM got level 5, which is kinda in the middle. But then, Internet detectives start doing their shit, and they found out about another school violence case in South Korea that also received the 5th level punishment, where a middle school student who was consistently sexually assaulted eventually passed away, which led to a lot of people believing and saying that level 5 is one of the highest disciplinary action a Korean middle school can take. In this regard, an official from the Ministry of Education said, "In the case of school violence, the intensity of the measures taken by each school is also different because of the strong autonomous nature and the different tendencies of the participating experts. However, it seems to be true that there was school violence as Kim GARAM was named as an assailant student." May 21st, hybe officially responded to the questions about their previous statement by reiterating, "Degree 5 disciplinary action was taken even though there was absolutely no physical violence." Hybe went on to say, "As far as we are aware, school violence committees are held differently depending on the matter, the school, the district, and the members, as they are not courts of law." At the time, Kim GARAM's mother believed that the school had made the decision that would help her daughter the most, so she did not appeal the decision. So I'm recording this video on July 2nd, and currently all we know regarding this case is that 1. GARAM is on hiatus and we still don't know if she's coming back or not. 2. daeryun and hybe are apparently handling this case at court. 3. On May 23rd, daeryun spoke to media outlet saying that they are discussing, hear me out, okay, they are discussing a solution with hybe. Obviously, me being a human with a brain was a tiny little bit suspicious at the time. Okay, and then my suspicion grew even higher when I found this thread on Twitter. Basically, this thread that was made by the account disccusing explained all of the misinformation that has been spread regarding Kim GARAM's case. And like they said, it is indeed quite shocking. So, misinformation number 1. Kim GARAM received a restraining order. So, GARAM never actually received a restraining order. The document you're seeing right now is a school violence committee document, shortened for an SVC document, which is a completely different thing. Misinformation number 2. GARAM's action led the alleged victim Yeonso to attempt. Okay, this one is funny because in daeryun's statement, it clearly stated that Yeonso, the alleged victim, suffered extreme anxiety and eventually attempted self-harm due to recent hate comments and threats from anonymous people toward her, and hybe's statement made it worse. Misinformation number 3. Level 5 is one of the highest disciplinary action a Korean middle school can take. Now, although that may be true for some other middle schools in Korea, it is actually the complete opposite for GARAM's middle school, because level 5 alongside level 1 was in fact the most common disciplinary action taken by GARAM's middle school throughout 2018 to 2021. A database provided by Kim GARAM's own middle school also shows that in the year 2018 first semester, there were no cases categorized under physical assault or even bullying. All 4 assailants, including GARAM, were qualified under obscenity, violence, and cyberbullying in information and communication networks, confirming hybe's statement when they said Degree 5 disciplinary action was taken even though there was absolutely no physical violence. And think about it for a sec. Okay? Just think about it. Daeryun said in their statement that they will release further evidence and details if hybe continues to maintain their position. More than a month has passed. Hybe still continues to maintain their position, but still no response. Instead, they are discussing a solution with hybe. So, assuming hybe's statement is true, and yes, I can and will assume it is because daeryun haven't denied yet. So yeah, assuming it is true, that means 1. GARAM is a victim of school bullying. 2. GARAM stood up for her friend who was a victim of harassment. 3. GARAM did not use any physical violence. And finally, 4. The victim, Yeon-so, is not that innocent after all, because according to hybe's statement, there were discussions of a forced transfer for Yeon-so, which basically means the victim, Yeon-so, was on the verge of receiving the level 8 punishment, which is indeed one of the highest and one of the rarest disciplinary action Kim Garam's middle school can take. Bruh, this is crazy. And now back to the question that everybody wants to know the answer to. Throughout this video, you saw a lot of them, right? You saw how they talk, how they act, how they respond to each other. And now my question is, what do you think of them? A, they look stupid, or B, they look reasonable? If your answer is they look stupid, then you're absolutely correct. They do look stupid. But don't they remind you of someone? That's right. They probably remind you of you. You, who's obsessed with only reading, responding, sharing, believing in statements, evidence, news that will only benefit your version of the truth. You, who's obsessed with constant reassurance that what you believe in is the truth. You, who's obsessed with asking the same question, guilty, right? Innocent, right? Listen, if they do remind you of yourself, then let me ask, do you want to know the truth, or do you just want to be proven right? Do you want to know the truth, or do you just want to see the 4 magical words, Kim Garam is innocent, or Kim Garam is guilty, because you either love her that much, or you hate her that much? What I'm trying to say is, please get rid of that need to be right. Get rid of your feelings towards Garam, whether it is you hate her, love her, jealous of her because your idol didn't get the same treatment Garam is getting. Get rid of it. Because in situations like this, it's best to use your common sense. Either that or shut the hell up. Because in cases like this, anything can happen. One evidence, one statement, one sentence can change the whole situation 360 degrees. And lastly, if you really want to know the truth, let me tell you the real truth. The real truth does not include the word innocent nor guilty. The real truth is we don't know yet. And to end this chapter, I'll say, if you think they look dumb, then don't act like them. Let's play a game of who's the bad guy. The rules are simple. I'll give you 2 person, You choose who's the bad guy. Question number 1. John and Mark. John is a senior in high school. Now John loves to bully people. It's a passion of him. One day he stumbled upon someone named Loki. Loki is a loser. John hates losers. Because of that, John proceeds to bully Loki physically. Then there's Mark. Mark is also a senior in high school. He's also Loki's twin brother. So, knowing the fact that Loki got physically bullied by John, Mark decided to confront John, and he beat him up so bad to the point that John stopped bullying people. Who's the bad guy? Second question. Orlando and Lopez. Orlando is in his first year of middle school. Let's just say that he is kind of problematic. One day he harassed someone named Lucia. After doing so, Orlando openly bragged to a lot of his friends that he harassed Lucia. Then there's Lopez. Lopez is a close friend of Lucia. Lopez got angry after hearing the fact that Orlando harassed Lucia. He then confronted Orlando and he beat him up in the process. As a result, Orlando got badly hurt and he reported to the school teachers that he got bullied by Lopez. Who's the bad guy? Now, if you really paid attention, the two questions I gave you have the same exact pattern. That is, the bad guy did something that made the good guy did a bad thing to the bad guy. And tell me if I'm right or wrong, but the majority of you probably picked John and Orlando as the bad guy. Right? And I know this for a fact because these exact situations happens a lot in movies, TV series that we watch, stories that we read, even sometimes real life situations that we see. And always the majority of us would consider people like John and Orlando as the bad guy, and people like Mark and Lopez as the hero. I mean, take a look at this scene from a K-drama, for example.
어? 얘 너 부럽던 것 봐. 무서워. 귀여워. 내가 사준 옷 입었네? 수연아, 넌 자존심도 없냐?
너구나.
뭐가?
이거 너가 사준 거야?
People's reaction to this scene was not, oh no, I feel sorry for her, why is she beating her? No, it was not that. It was, yes, beat her up. This is so satisfying. Respect. These are the scenes I crave for in K-drama. Best scene ever. Bad guys, heroes. And now let's take a look at GARAM's case. Assuming the hybe statement is true, then the same exact logic can be applied. Unso is the bad guy and GARAM is the hero. In fact, in question number 2, if you just change the names to gender the solution, you'll get the same exact situation. Unso harassed GARAM's friend, GARAM got angry, so she confronted Unso, and in the process, GARAM cursed at her. And now my question is, if you did consider them as the bad guys, but then in GARAM's case, you openly, confidently say Unso is the victim, the good guy, or even worse, the hero. You say it with your chest open that GARAM is the bully, the bad guy of the story. Why? Now, I'm not saying that GARAM is definitely the hero of the story. I'm not saying you should tweet about GARAM being the hero or the good guy. What I'm trying to say is, if you did read all the statements from both daeryun and hybe, you should know that there are two different possibilities that can happen in this case. The first possibility is that GARAM is the bad guy and Unso is the hero. The second possibility is that GARAM is the hero and Unso is the bad guy. And if you are aware of these possibilities, then you should know what you should do. Stay quiet. Or in other words, shut the hell up. Second question, if hybe's statement is proven to be true, would you forgive GARAM for what she did? Would you apologize to her? Would you look at her the same way you look at other idols, the same way you adore other idols? Would you? If your answer is no, again, why? If Hybe's statement is proven to be true, GARAM is literally what we consider as a hero. Why would you not forgive her for standing up for her friend that is a victim of harassment? Why would you not look at her the same way you look at other idols when she did what most of us normal humans would do? That is standing up for our friend. And most importantly, why would you not apologize to her? If Hybe's statement is proven to be true, then that means she's not a bully. So why would you not apologize to her? Let me get this straight. If you don't apologize to her, it shows how much of a hater you are. If you don't apologize to her, basically you're saying, yes, you can indeed falsely accuse a K-pop idol and get away with it. Go ahead, do it. Bro, if Hybe's statement is proven to be true and you don't want any more of these type of cases to happen, then apologize to her, forgive her, support her. Don't say, even if she's proven to be innocent, I still want her to be kicked out. What the fuck that's supposed to mean? Put yourself in Hybe's position. You have three options regarding GARAM's case. The first option is to remove GARAM out of LE as soon as possible. The second option is to release a statement saying GARAM will stay and remain as a member in LE. The final option is to do exactly what Hybe is doing right now. Which option would you choose? Personally, I would do exactly what Hybe is doing right now. I would choose the third option. Listen, I know it might not be the best option overall, but out of these three options, option 3 is definitely the best. Option 1 is literally cute entertainment. Option 2 is dumb as fuck. But option 3, come on. And yes, I get that you might not agree with all the words that have been said by Hybe in their statements. I get that you're upset that a lot of LE schedule had been cancelled because of this case. I get that you're mad that Hybe tried to cover this case up by using other idols. I get it, you might not agree with Hybe's timing in releasing their statements. I get it. But, for me, the most important thing a K-pop company should always do in cases like this is to protect their idols, especially if they're minors. So, you also have to understand that Hybe is trying their best to protect GARAM. Whether she's innocent or not, Hybe have every right in this world to protect her. That's their fucking job. So if you complain about, oh, why is Hybe protecting her this much? She probably came from a rich family. Alright. Bro, have it ever came across your mind that Hybe might just be protecting her this much because, I don't know, they know she's innocent? And if you're still persistent that the best option Hybe can do is to kick her out, let's just take a lovely look at cgoUY Entertainment, okay? They kicked Soojin out. A lot of you were mad over the fact that cgoUY didn't even bother to protect her. And now that we actually get a company that is trying their best to protect their idol, we instead see a lot of you getting mad over the fact that a company is not kicking their idol out. Make it make fucking sense. And the same goes with the victim side. Try putting yourself in their shoes and see how it is. My point is, basically in cases like this, it's always best to see things, to understand things from different perspectives. Try to understand the victim side, Hybe side, GARAM side, daeryun side, the supporter side, the non-supporter side, the neutral side. Try to understand that this case is 1 in a million. Understand that this case is not an easy case to handle. And trust me, when you at least try to understand, you will see things differently. Your opinion will change completely. So please, try to understand. To end this video, I will say one more thing. Alright, please do listen carefully. After this whole case is finished, after the final truth is revealed, what I want you guys to learn from this case is, no matter how many proof there are, no matter how bad the situation is, until the final truth comes out, please learn how to shut the hell up. Unless you want to clear some misinformations regarding the case, unless you want to say things with actual common sense that are actually backed by real proof and data and not just based off your feelings and shit like that, then shut the hell up. But hey, other than that, it's been me, Beautiful. Take it easy, man. Bye. Oh yeah, I forgot. Do your fucking research, dumbass.